Hi everyone, it's Manaz here. I wanted to talk to you some more about my favorite topic in the whole world, which is astrology. So previously I talked about our first house. The first house is the sign that was on the horizon at the exact moment you were born. So that is your rising sign, also known as your ascendant sign. So for me, that is Libra, right? I'm a Libra rising, and Libra is ruled by the planet Venus. Every single zodiac sign has a planetary ruler. So following the natural flow of the zodiac, if Libra is the first house, naturally the second house of the zodiac is then Scorpio. Now, the second house represents how we make money, but it is way deeper than that. And please remember that astrology is extremely layered. There are multiple themes for each house. I can't go into everything. I'm just going to relate this to myself to explain how astrologers work, and astrologers will look at your chart. So, second house is your self-esteem. It's your value system. It's what you need to feel safe as well. It's your nervous system too. I actually watch a lot of wonderful astrologers, and these astrologers that I have so much respect for always say, don't just look at the traditional astrology houses for health-related issues. Also look at the second, because the second is how we're going to react. Our body will react when our value system is out of whack, when we're not feeling safe, what do we need to feel secure? Some people need money. Some people need material possessions. Some people are really heavily focused on that, and it shows in the chart. In my case, I have Scorpio in the second house, which is ruled by the planet Mars. So we also have to look at Mars then. But I also have the planet Uranus sitting in the second house. And funnily enough, Uranus is opposite Mars. It's making an opposition in my chart. So Uranus is opposite the planet that's ruling the sign of Scorpio in my chart. So how did this manifest for me? Scorpio is extremely intuitive and it's very secretive. So I have a few indicators in my chart that are really highlighting my intuition. Not only does my second house is ruled by Scorpio, it's making a trine to Mercury in Cancer, which is sitting in my 10th house, I believe. Yeah. So this is now like fuel to that intuition that I have going on in my chart that's rooted in self-esteem, value system, safety. This is what an astrologer is going to do when they look at your chart. They're going to look at what's going on and how is it going on. And then we have to look at what are the planets doing? How are they interacting with each other? So, Scorpio, how did this manifest for me? Scorpio in the second house. I'm pretty secretive about money stuff, financial stuff. I don't like to talk about it with people. I don't believe it's anybody's business. We're all about having secret bank accounts. Scorpio people, nobody needs to know. It's like that. And that secret bank account is rooted again for that's what we need to feel secure. That safety net. It's having a safety net. Scorpio in the second house needs you to have a safety net, a financial safety net, because that's what you need to feel secure. Otherwise, your body's going to go out of whack. It's going to feel that stress. It's going to feel completely out of alignment. One thing I'll say about astrology is it shows you how you need to move to be in alignment with your natural energies. You will feel a lot better as well. You will feel in tune with yourself. You will know the difference. Okay, I am operating in tune with myself versus I am completely out of alignment, out of whack, right? Scorpio in the second house. Second house is also about our value system. It's our values, self-esteem. Now, Mars making an opposition to my Uranus. I have had aggressive Mars type energies really coming at me for my value system. This has happened to me. I have an opposition as in how externally is acted out, right? I've experienced this. I've had people coming at me for my value system, which is why you need to be very secure in your value system, especially with Scorpio there. You need to really believe in yourself, and your intuition will tell you. In my case, I'm getting a blast of intuition from Mercury as well. Mercury making an aspect to Uranus in my second house. Mercury is the planet of ideas. It's the mind. So there are times where I will just get a natural, an idea, a intuitive thought. I don't tell anyone, but I make plans around it. And it's rooted around my safety, my own safety and my own security. Mars, in opposition to Uranus, needs me to move slow and steady. And Mars is the planet of action. But Mars is sitting in Taurus. Taurus is like the bull. It's slow. It's slow, steady action. And it's really, I understand now at this age 46, that it's actually this is an aspect that I was actually kind of scared of, that I have Mars in opposition to Uranus. You know what? That Mars in Taurus in opposition to my Uranus is steadying Uranus. Uranus is the planet of sudden changes. It is the planet of freedom. It is sudden changes, freedom, electric ideas, impulsive actions. Mars is kind of steadying it. Mars is challenging me to really steady that energy. Uranus is also the internet. So maybe, look to the internet for ways of possibly making money as well. But a good astrologer is going to look at your whole chart and see what house a sign is in, what that sign means pertaining to that house, and then what are the planets there doing? What are they doing? What is the universe asking you to do? So it's painting a picture of your identity. That is what an astrologer is going to do. It's not psychic. It's absolutely not psychic, but I will say that it's very intuitive. And a good way to learn is to look backwards always. Look at what certain aspects have, how it's played out for you in your chart. I, at this age, can see, okay, my Uranus, my self-esteem, I've talked about this before, with Venus afflicted in my chart, my self-esteem was not naturally there. My second house is about your self-values and your self-esteem. Once you start moving in alignment, you start to feel better. Moving in alignment for me was dealing with that Venus that's getting beaten up by the moon and Saturn. Now, an astrologer is also going to look at the transits and what's going on. So we can look at your birth chart, yes, but then we're going to look at what's happening in the sky right now. How is it affecting your birth energies? So I've had a very tough aspect from Uranus, transiting Uranus on my natal moon. The moon is mom, women, femininity, the womb. It's the womb. It's nurture. It's that motherly, nurturing energy. And with Uranus squaring that, it's been a tough 2 years with these moon themes. So yeah, that's what a good astrologer is going to do. They're going to look at all your whole chart. So for me, I had to really develop, not just develop my self-esteem, but figure out what makes me feel secure and really keep it to myself. Scorpio needs you to keep things to yourself. Really don't share when it comes to financial matters. Don't tell anyone. And naturally, I felt that don't tell anyone, because when I would tell to people, when I would tell my immediate family circle, it would, no, don't tell anyone. Scorpio in the second house needs you to keep things to yourself. Act in secrecy when it comes to those second house themes. And understand that second house is also about your security, your feeling internal security. It's not just money. You know, a lot of astrologers say that it's just money. It's not just money. It's your internal safety system. And when you don't feel that internal safety system, things go out of whack. You feel out of alignment. So you need to understand, what do you need to feel safe emotionally, financially, physically, in this 3D world that we're in? What do you need to feel safe? So that is the second house. There's obviously way more to this. This is just, I'm only talking about from my point of my specific chart. And I would, you know, I want you to really look at your chart, figure it out. What is it? What is your second house? What do you need to feel safe? Some people need money. With me, with Uranus there in the second house, I need freedom. I need freedom. I don't like to hoard things. I don't care really about materialistic things. And there have been times where I don't even care about money. So we will talk about that as I go through my chart, because that was something that I had to really navigate very carefully, because my self-esteem was in such shatters that I didn't think that I deserved money. This really shows in my second house, that I was feeling that I was unworthy and undeserving of money, and so I kept giving it away. I gave it away all the time, well into my 30s, until and I wasn't feeling good about that at the end of the day. I had to heal so many parts of myself. So this was a big part of me, or the second house, that, you know what, I am deserving of a good value system for myself. So yeah, second house isn't just about how to make money. It's about your self-esteem. So thank you for listening to me talk about the second house, and feel free to contact me if you have any questions at all about your birth chart. I will make a follow-up video with a visual showing you my second house. Here is the visual to the second house. Second house right here. The 2 Scorpio sign, and there's Uranus. Uranus is making a nice trine to Mercury, being the mind, which is in Cancer. This is again intuition. So these are 2 water signs in a trine. Mercury is supported by the moon, also in a water sign. So my intuition is very strong. Now Uranus is making an opposition to Mars in Taurus. Slow and steady. That's what Mars is actually forcing me. Opposition is force, basically. It's forcing me to it's forcing this erratic Uranus to be slow and steady. Don't be impulsive, because impulsivity doesn't necessarily work for me all the time. But, what can I say? So yes, you have to look at the whole sign, the whole chart. Second house is your value system. It's your self-esteem. It's what you need to feel safe and secure. Always remember that, please.